Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. On this past Tuesday on the Real BBC over at Nerdrotics channel, we had a little conversation about Bruce Wayne in a latest comic where they hint, drop, I don't know what you want to call it, that he could be potentially bisexual. Oh, here we go again. First of all, I just say, no, he's not. Just because there is a current trend of degenerates working at Marvel and DC who just want to change every character to in some way represent an ideological choice. Because this is the important thing. Turning a character gay, bisexual, whatever, is an ideological choice. It's not as just a change of sexuality. And it's not when somebody says, well, what does it matter if they are this or they are that? Because the ideology is what's the important element. Currently, there is a huge shift that essentially, if you're part of the alphabet community, you're part of the far left. And you must adhere to the far left's ideology, the far left's ideals, etc., which basically means anyone to the right of them, including anyone on the left, is a Nazi. Or a white supremacist, or a bigot, or something which is defamatory towards them. So when you change a character to a character's sexuality from one of heterosexuality to a different sexuality, then essentially you're trying to say that they now ideologically align with us. That's the big thing to take from this. The other one, of course, is that these creators that do this, a lot of it is done because they hate you. A lot of it is done because they don't like their customer base and they will like to piss them off. And if you say, well, that's conspiratorial nonsense, it's not. If you have followed certain creators on social media for any period of time, and I'm not talking about the ones that have now buggered off to Surfshack or whatever, because essentially they want out of the mainstream. They want out of the ideologues, me tooing them, making up shit about them, forcing them to do certain elements to their characters to again, align with their ideology. But when you have conversed with these freaks on Twitter, then they'll call you everything under the sun. They'll call you Nazi, white supremacist, fuck off, all this kind of stuff. But they will, when you come back at them with, we're your customers, they go, no, you're not. The comic book shop's our customer. Go off. And of course, anyone with any brain cells whatsoever understand that no, the comic shop is not the customer. Just because it's the comic shop who will order the comics to come into their shop for people to purchase, that just essentially makes them a phase, a middleman. Because if that customer has been told to F off by a Dan Slott or somebody like that, or a Mags Versace, or, you know, some other absolute freak and horror show, then that person won't any longer go into that comic book shop and purchase that comic. So the customer of the comic book shop owner gets lumbered with the extra comics that they're not selling, and they either have to go on, you know, clearance, or they just essentially get thrown because nobody's buying them. And that's the way that these comic book creators, these writers, inkers, letterers, etc., that's the way that they will justify telling you to fuck off. You're not our customer. Meanwhile, comic book shops continue to dwindle at a shocking rate of knots. Also, DC and Marvel sales are down. The only way that the comic book industry sales are up is because of Scholastic and, of course... Oh, don't be sad. Laugh for me. I know. Sometimes it can be difficult to laugh. Manga. So when you see these ideological choices, they're not for the betterment of the character. They're to piss you off, and they're there to align that character to the creators or the writers' ideological sensibilities. I've specifically chosen, by the way, Screen Rant for this article because this will be skewed to the left when it comes to reaction. Because Batman fans react to hints Bruce Wayne is bisexual. So this is the panel in question. Bruce is down about something which hasn't gone quite according to plan in this comic. I think it's called Night, like Gotham Knight or something. And this guy here comes to console him, and he comes to console him. And look, he gets right in there. Look how pursed up his lips are. The light shining on Bruce's eyes. His lashes are extra long and extra femmy. This guy's eyes are partly closed as he's moving in for the kiss. As the, whatever. And then somebody says, gentlemen, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Because to them, as well as everybody else with eyes, it looks like they're about to snog. So, hashtag Bruce Wayne confirmed. Gay. Oh my God. So, they picked up a cross-section of people from TwitTwat. And this person's is called Tim Drake's BFF Real. Now, Tim Drake, of course, was Robin for 30-odd years and Red Robin in the last few years. A character who's had his own comic book for some decent runs. I think the Robin comic ran for 187, maybe 189 issues. He's had stints in Titans as well, and in Detective Comics and regular Batman comics too. So we have seen from his Tim Drake's perspective for 30 years, and never in those 30 years has Tim ever expressed any interest in boys whatsoever. Men, none. What has he expressed an interest in? Girls. A few girls, not many, huge amounts. Many girls. The two main ones I would say were being Ariana, his first love, and then Stephanie Brown, who has been his on-off love interest for a long period of time. And the last time we saw Tim, before they decided to turn him gay, I mean, I would say bi, but bisexual in comic terms means gay, because you're never going to see Tim Drake with a woman again in his life while these people run the show. And then suddenly he's with Stephanie and runs off with Stephanie together. And they could have even made a comic, Tim and Stephanie rebuilding their lives together, away from Gotham, away from Bruce, away from all that, and how trying to balance college with being a superhero. What identity do you take? They could have been superhero identity, not, in gender identity. There could have been lots of interesting things there because Bruce, Tim and Steph made a great couple. But Tim now, he's into dick. And I don't mean Grayson. Shut up. Fucking stay there, woman. So yeah, and I don't mean Grayson. If Batman is actually bisexual, I will never shut up about it, by the way. Oh, I believe you. All you'll do is just keep on going on about it on Twitter. I mean, you won't buy any of the comics, but you'll just talk about it on Twitter. Batman potentially just got confirmed to be bisexual. That's pretty cool. Why? Because it lines up with your ideology, because it lines up with your sexuality. Why is it cool? Show me, because there is never in any of this, all of this gender changing, race changing, sexuality changing, all of this bullshit that's been happening, there isn't a singular scrap of evidence to prove that it enhances the character and actually enables a stronger run, better sales, more interest, etc. None. I've got plenty of evidence to prove against that it damages the character, that it dwindles sales, that it doesn't push for extra exposure, but they go ahead with it. You just know some of those people are going to act like this completely ruins the character. It doesn't enhance the character. It's not for the betterment of the character. So why even have it there in the first place? Ideology. So yes, it will be, again, to the detriment of the character. Because once you get to a position, and particularly with all this multiverse shite that's going on, and the only reason why the multiverse exists, and I tell you this is cast iron. The only reason why the multiverse exists is so that everyone in all the freak ideologies, all the made-up genders, all the made-up sexualities can have a thing. You can have a Batman. You can have a Superman. You can have a Cyclops and a Wolverine and a this and a that and the other. And it just dilutes the character. The character, especially characters like Peter Parker, Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, characters, stalwart characters like that, they are a beautiful glass of expensive Dom Perignon, whatever, champagne. And all that these things that you do when you change them, sexuality change them, race change them, this, that, and the other, make derivative aspects of them, blah, blah, blah. All that does is dilute that beautiful glass of champagne, and not dilute it with water, like I said in the real BBC. No, dilute it with piss. So suddenly, instead of having this gorgeous glass of expensive, exquisite champagne, somebody's just fucking diluted it to nothing. It's just now a glass of piss that nobody cares about, that nobody wants to touch. This one's quite funny because it says Batman supports his bisexual son so much he joined him. But Tim's not bisexual, Tim's straight. That's just another character which has been sacrificed on the altar of ideology for a quick headline. And obviously another character that they can next month throw out there, literally just throw out there to say, oh, look, we got a gays Robin, we got a gays Superman, we got a gays Wonder Woman, we got a gays Flash, we got a blah, 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 blah. Killing, diluting, killing it all. That's why it's all dead. Do you know what comic book readers really enjoy? Continuity. They really enjoy continuity, a tight narrative, a tight structure. A character, a singular character whose storyline they can invest in, not a multiverse of derivative shit. And not a sex change, or a sexuality change, or a race change, or a That's the quickest way to check him out. And because it's been done with such regularity nowadays, it's just eye-rolling. And this is just eye-rolling. Oh, we're going to implant the idea, because you never know later. Fruity, look at this. People are surprised that Batman might be bisexual. Bruh, him and Harvey are fruity as fuck. That's all. Panda. I can't stop thinking about John Constantine and Batman in the next issue of Urban Legends. Oh my god! There is no heterosexuality explanation for this one. None whatsoever. Oh my god! No, because people can't just be friends. People can't just have a brotherhood with somebody, you know? It's gay or the highway with them. When your life is absolutely defined by ideology, you're a boring fuck. Number one, first and foremost, you are boring as fuck. And secondly, you're broken. You're broken because you got nothing else to talk about. Nothing else to whinge about, nothing else to shout about. And so it just becomes a contest of, well, we've done this one. Let's go with that one next. That's our next target. Cyclops isn't gay. Wolverine isn't gay. Tim Drake isn't gay. Bruce Wayne isn't gay. Jonathan Kent isn't gay. All characters, and there's many more. Bobby, Iceman. It's just all characters sacrificed for ideology and nothing more. Hope you enjoyed the vid. See you in the next one.